Conscious Crew, what is going on? It's your boy Mahubra? Not Medusa, because somebody said I got snakes in my hair. Yeah, Mahubra. And of course y'all know this is openly opinionated. Welcome, it's been a minute. I can make up certain excuses and things of that nature, but hey, I have an opportunity to continue to grow and learn and just still give out information. So that's what I'm gonna do instead of wasting your time with negativity. And of course, y'all know how we start this off. Start off breaking down the quote. And I forgot that's the mic I'm talking to. Okay, look kind of dark probably because all we got is one light. And it's on one mic. No, it's okay. No. All right. And let me see. Actually, right here, quick. And the quote we have here that we're gonna break down, and then get into the shout outs. Actually, I'll start with the shout outs. Shout outs to Kyra, always showing love, early sharing. Shout out to Anine, shout out to Mama, shout out to Brandon, Bree, Tron, Quee, Mari, Kaya, Hottie, Adrian. Just for them helping out with the little things or pushing me to record on my own just because of them being involved in their busy life. Shout out to Kristen. Hey. Who else we got? Shout outs to my boy Kyle. Shout outs to Coach Mouse. Always liking, at least I don't know if you watch, but hey, shout out to liking it. Who else? Shout outs to Garrett, new follower. Shout out to Taz. Taz was goody, boy. There's a Millennials podcast that needs to be watched by somebody I went to high school with. Very, very informational, very fire. Structure is on point. That man got an intro, that thing fire. I think it's called, I'm going to put it down here, Millennials podcast. I'm going to put it somewhere around this area. But yeah. So, shout out to my man. Oh, come on now. I'm bad. Oh, but yeah. Alright, did I forget anybody? Shoot. Shout out to Amani all the time. She been slacking lately, but we ain't gonna say nothing. Shout out to Vince, what's goody, bro? Hey, that's my man. 150 grand. But let me get into the quote. If I remember any more, shout out to Lawrence, man. That's my dog, bro. Hey, call me. You need anything. Shout outs to Derek too. He always saying what's up. Shout outs to Joe. Joe, I got the video, man. They ain't got no sound. I messed up. My bad, bro. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. And I really not think about much of this stuff. I'm gonna be looking at my phone eventually because I have notes on what I want to speak about. So I'm gonna be looking at that back and forth. But if you think about it, everybody is wondering about the finished product. And that's what everybody's trying to shoot for, a finished product of something. But what are you doing along the way? The journey is in the process. Getting to the destination is not really the main point. It's not the point that you think it is. If you're aiming for the end result, then you're not aiming for actual growth and actual learning, because that's when the growth and learning happens. And that's the point of the process. So if during the way you're forgetting about the steps and you're just trying to get to the process and you're not worrying about the seeds that you plant, then imagine what it's going to look like when you get to the end of that. If you're not watering, if you're not doing the things to make sure your soil is right. I'm about to get to a whole, I've been watching too much battle rap. I was about to get to a whole scheme about plants and growing, and yeah. But I hope that was enough for y'all real quick, because I'm gonna crunch myself on some time, because I be talking y'all ear off, especially about I'm on my dolo, so y'all know we about to be talking crazy, because we're not talking crazy, we're talking to some clip type stuff, which is just different than what everybody is conditioned to. But let's start off with, and of course everybody is gonna look at people a certain way for how they feel about the corona and BLM and things of that nature. But think about what really think about what I'm trying to say when I say. So let's get it. Let's go ahead and get it out here. And there's the last time I'm gonna talk about it because I know most people looking at me like, I don't know if you support Black Lives Matter or da 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 da. No. Yes, Black lives do matter. But the point of when I say all lives matter in the sense of life is taking one life isn't any more or less important than taking another life. That's where I'm at with it. Yes, killings are happening, and yes, people are being treated unfair based upon race, gender, sexual preference, things of that nature. But when you say all lives matter in the sense of life and the scope of things, and when I say people don't know who they are, so that's why they react the way they react, and don't think all lives matter, and they get stuck into a box between black versus white, gays against straights, or just male against female. When you get stuck in that duality, you don't realize that it's all part of one thing, and all of it stems from one thing. And if you knew what that thing was, and you knew you were that, and which everyone is from, then you would realize, okay, I can't treat anything differently than God itself, because that's what I am and that's where I come from. Everything, just one life created everything. Not just one source of life created all sorts of life. And it's crazy because a lot of people slow themselves down in the process, because this movement needed to happen for a growth. Yes, unfortunately it did. Unfortunately, lives were taken. But I hope people can use situations like the corona and this to rise above, a race thing or a government is setting us up thing. If you can use this time to really rise above all these things, then that's when you can be one of those people that can get bowed down to based upon you using a situation as growth and a stepping stool, because that's all this is. This life is anyways, a stepping stool to something better, something greater. That's why Jesus said he will, they will, I don't know if he said he, but I'm going to say they, just for women's sake as well. They will do better works than I. And this is all just a stepping stone, people, for people to show what they're capable of, so you can see it and realize that this is not just it. This is it for the evolution of the physical life, but this is just a stepping stone to get to another place and another dimension of living. But we ain't gonna tap into all of that. I don't know if they're ready for that. And the first thing I had in here is cutting slack versus holding people accountable. And big thing about speaking on this is, that's the thing. People say you may be giving people a pass, but do you realize where someone is within their mental? And because that is all it is, their perception is their universe, that's their life. And everybody has their own perception, and that's why they see things differently. But when you can get to a place and you can see this person is treating me bad, and that's basically just a projection. They're just projecting because they're treating themselves wrong. For them to treat themselves wrong and treat you wrong, who is treating them wrong and getting their that person is putting certain projections on them, and it's a pass down effect that all people do. No matter if you're black, white, religious, spiritual, whatever may be the case, that's all it is. So memory is all just cycling of picked up information anyways. So imagine if, you're picking up through lifetimes. Karma. If I can have like an emoji or something, I can just put like a light there, just because that's so fire. I don't know if people catch that, but that's, so cycling of recycled information and information you picked up, if that's memory, then karma is the recycling and picked up information of lifetimes. So imagine people holding on to stuff and coming and reacting based upon past experiences or past memories and thinking that's going to change their situation. That's why we continue going in this cycle of racism and just different situations that we're battling, because we continue to back and forth. Instead of rising above the situation, we still bring in past experiences to this current situation. And the reason why I say holding people accountable and versus cutting slack is, it's not really cutting slack, because like I said, if you knew who you were and where you were from, and not talking about a destination, a physical location, a geography. No. That place that all people are from. Because if you really think about how deep this goes, and people are gonna, if you did your research on stuff, it gets to a place you're really back at ground zero. No matter if you think evolution is the thing, or you think Adam and Eve is a thing, or the Anunnakis, or, I don't know if y'all know about that type of stuff, but, Cliff do a little research. But if you research these things, just go back and go back. Because if Adam and Eve were a thing, then how did two people, black or white, or black and black, or whatever, how did two white people make a black person? How did two white people make a black person? How did two black people make a white person? How did two Asian people make a African American? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. How did two apes or whatever get to a place where they were human, and then those humans made different humans? Are y'all thinking about that? Think about how everybody is really, really linked, like for real, like one source of life. Oh, because your skin color based upon the region you lived in. Okay, I get it. But we talking about people want us to separate, not only with the corona, but Black Lives Matter. It's all, and that's not saying it's a setup or anything, anything like that. Could be. That's not up for me to determine. That's up to. That's not up to me to determine. That's not up to anybody to determine. Because does that really help you? Benefit from the life that you're giving? No, you're stuck in trying to figure out what's going on instead of actually being, just being. But like I said, I don't know if people really catch that, because it's about separating people and getting people to, have animosity towards one another based upon the differences that we created or perceive. But yeah, that was some fire. That was some heat. And it's crazy because I got here, you don't know what someone else is dealing with, but they reacted based upon what they perceive is right and what they see or know is right. And that just goes into, like I said, wow, that line was so fire when I said about karma and memory. Because, if my father taught me things that, weren't right based upon what his father did, and I did those things, no matter if it was racial actions or the action to work until I'm 70 and then, or 65 and retire. And that's no disrespect, because, my parents may have to do that, and their parents may have to do that. That's not a shot against that. Same thing with, religion. It's not a shot against religion. I'm just about getting out of the real form of slavery. Yes, it happened to, African American people. We're talking about a totality, a whole life and lifetimes of slavery, real slavery. Slavery to me is when I can control you without actually physically controlling you. When I can put something in front of you and you don't see it, and you feel a certain type of way about it, so then it distracts you from what I really put in front of you. And then I sell you on something for multiple lifetimes, like 3 meals a day. You know? And it's just an example. If I can sell you on that for lifetimes, then everybody believes eating 3 meals a day is how it goes. But why fuel your vehicle that much if you're not, using the vehicle that much to burn all of that? People wonder why they have to go to the mechanic doctor so much when you're continuously putting mileage on the vehicle or just putting too much into the vehicle without it actually being not necessarily cleaned out, but without it actually having time to break down everything. So let me get out of the car thing I was going with and go back to something more understandable. It's just, that is a form of slavery. Putting stuff on the television for me to market you to think a certain way. And then, most people, that's how their thoughts go. It goes from one, bounce, 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 bounce. And before you know it, you're stuck in a headspace based upon one commercial, one TV show, or whatever may be the case. So that's just an example of a form of slavery in a sense, because then once I get you on 3 meals a day, then I get you unhealthy, then I get you to the hospital, then I get you on medicine. I don't know. Oh, well, I couldn't see myself, so I had to put it lower. But medicine, and that's more money. And basically, I'm just stringing you along when I really have the way to do things a lot more beneficial, which is just cleaner eating, cleaner thinking. Just let me not get onto that, because I'll go off track of where I was at. Oh man, I got 5 more minutes. Okay, let me go ahead and try to wrap this up. Well, not wrap it up, but y'all know what I mean. And it's crazy because most people don't know if they're living to survive or surviving to live. I don't know if I was supposed to say that like that. Surviving to live or living to survive. Actually, I think that was, you know what? I didn't put that in the notes, but that's a bar. Okay. Because most people are fed. They have the food, but they are continuously I say this a lot of people. I don't know if I said this already on a podcast I was with myself, because I think I only had 2 by myself so far. But how is this the most convenient time in history? When it comes to technology and everything is so easily accessible, but people are the most depressed. Because people keep creating things of convenience, but it's like they're putting Band-Aids over a wound. And what I'm getting at is people are still in that survival attitude, when realistically we're really past that. But people are still so much in their minds about having things of convenience that they start reaching, and then that leaves you overextending. That hit different. That hit different. And what I really wanted to say, even though that was a bar, was, are they living to die or dying to live? And each day lives are being taken, and people are just passing over, and people really don't understand that these opportunities of life can really be used the best way possible when you are really the most joyful and most happy. well, Cliff, how can I be happy with da 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 going on? Like I said before, life just happens. The way you perceive a situation is based upon your perception. That's on you. Because life doesn't, oh, this is good, so I'm going to make this, I'm going to allow this to occur. This is bad, I'm going to allow this to occur. You know, those type of situations is just life. You know, what you do with the situation, you can, like I said, you can make heaven or hell out of a situation. That is all up to you. The power of that is in your hands. To judge something off being negative or positive or bad or good or impossible, why do you put that in your hands? You know, that's something that really isn't gonna push you in a direction where you need to go. But if you want to basically do like a mantra does and have something for the kid to play with, because that's all a mantra is, and when you keep repeating something, it's to have you focus on that one thing so you don't get distracted. So if you need to continuously cycle through positive things, yes, do that. Yes, think that everything is positive and everything is good. If that's going to help you to stay focused, when realistically everything is everything. And if you move, and if you're flexible to anything happening, centered, that's why I say, I hope people are saying centered. When you're centered, you know, I can't go left or right. You know, that's the, you know, Democratic, Republican, that's the positive, negative. No. If you're centered, then you're flexible to, you know, move in any direction as the situation presents itself. And that's all, you know, things are just events. And, you know, you being centered, you being at a place within yourself when you're at that place of just clarity and stillness, when the mind is not clouded, you're better to perform and operate in situations of whatever, no matter if they're going this way or that way. You know, when you have that clarity, that what makes people flexible. But most people are still stuck in turbulence of their mind, of negativity or whatever that they're battling, like I said, from the past or from the imagination of the future. And I really talked about a lot or a little, and I really didn't mean to talk about these things, but they came to mind, so I hit on them. I don't know where my battery is, well, not my battery, but I know where my camera space is at. I know my time is at, so I have to leave, guys. I have to go to a workout, and I gotta make sure I ain't late, because this is a nice little drive. But I just want to leave you guys with this. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Things are, well, I think I said enough. So I just hope everybody can really take something from this and really apply it to their life, because like I said, it's all just a step along the path back to true self and the truth. And you know, sometimes people take 2 steps backwards and take 2 steps forward. And some people get sidetracked and they go off the path and come back. But people, life and death is happening. That oxymoron, that just the now, you know, the all of this of life and death is all, like I said, one thing, and all of it is happening just like that. So if you believe you have the time to get sidetracked, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, you get to slowly step. I'm not saying sprint out here, but I'm just saying it is really happening right now. So with this time you're given, please make the best out of it, because in a flash it can all change and all be different. So all you can do is do your part and do what's beneficial for not one group of people or just yourself, but the totality of beings in general. You know, like, comment, subscribe. Did I say subscribe or subscribe? Yeah, I need to get out of here and go work out. Namaste. Thank y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share, of course. Love.